All right, let's talk about the chords and rhythm for this tune now. And what I wanted to kind of look at here was two distinct styles of sort of bluegrass rhythm playing. And one of them is kind of more of an open strumming, sort of a folk style of bluegrass rhythm, which is totally acceptable and something that you should get comfortable with before you try the second kind of bluegrass rhythm, which involves a little bit more cross picking. So before we get into that, let's take a look at the chord structure here for this tune. And it's a straightforward 1-4-5 chord progression. So we're going to start out here on the 1 chord, which is our G. We're going to move to a C, back to the G, and then the D. And the second half is going to be very similar. Except here, we're going to go to the D chord, the 5 chord early, in order to create a resolve on the 1 in the final measure. So the chords from the A part are going to sound like this. That's kind of your standard 1-4-5 chord progression there for the A part. Now for the B part, we're going to emphasize the 1 chord a little bit more here. So we're going to play the G for the entire 5th measure here, the first measure of the B part. 3, 4, and then that's going to carry on into the next measure, 1, 2, and then we're going to hit the D, back to the G, C, D, G. So the turnaround on the A part and the B part are going to be the same. So you might have noticed there I'm doing a couple of different bluegrass rhythm techniques, and I'm integrating some open strumming with some cross-picking, where I'm plucking individual notes. So in bluegrass, you can kind of think about rhythm playing in 2 ways. You can think about it as open strumming, kind of just letting the pick skim across the top of the strings. But another thing you can do to add a little bit of interest to your rhythm playing is you can throw in some cross-picking elements in there. So cross-picking is where you're sort of playing individual melodic notes, but in a rhythmic way. So if you're cross-picking or adding a little bit of cross-picking into your rhythm over a G, you could play something like this. See, I'm still strumming. I'm adding in some strums in there, but I'm also adding in some individual melodic notes, and that's the cross-picking element. So that adds a little bit of dimension. And the important part there is that you're playing those cross-picked notes in time. So notice I'm doing a little accent there from the 2nd fret E to the 3rd fret E. And it really doesn't matter which strings you choose to cross-pick over, although the choice of strings that you're cross-picking does change the vibe a little bit, but you as the musician get to choose kind of which strings you want to cross-pick and which ones you want to strum. And then similarly for the C chord, you can do a similar hybrid between strumming and cross-picking over the C chord. What I'm doing here is I'm playing this modified C chord shape, which is going to allow me to play alternating bass between the 3rd fret A and the 3rd fret E. So you'll see there I'm holding the 3rd fret E with my ring finger, and then with my little finger I'm playing that 3rd fret A. That's going to allow me to play alternating bass without moving my fingers. I'm also doing a lot of walkups and lead-ins. So for example, over the G chord to the C chord, we can play that hammer-on accent. Then we can strum using our strumming and our cross-picking elements. And then we can do a little walk up between the open A, 2nd fret A, leading in to that C chord. So that might sound something like this. And you can also do that going into the D. Using the same walk-up notes that I used going into the C, going into the D as well. So we use our open A, our 2nd fret A, into our C. You can also use that open A, 2nd fret A, going into the D. And of course, over the B part here, we're going to be emphasizing that one chord, the G, a lot. So over something like this, I might choose to strum a little bit more and do a little bit less cross-picking because I'm really trying to drive that G for this B part here. But you also want to differentiate between cross-picking and strumming. You don't want to do everything the same all the time. You want to kind of switch up what you're doing so that it sounds fresh and it sounds, it catches the listener's attention. There I'm doing a more straightforward strumming approach and just kind of focusing on the accents. Throwing in a little cross-picking there on the transitions going into the D. And then you can kind of move a little bit more into the cross-picking for maybe the second half of the B part when you're strumming there. So you want to kind of change up the way you're strumming by using different strumming techniques like cross-picking and open strumming, and then adding in a few of those walk-ups and accent notes as well. Part. You'll notice there that the A part repeats, so there's a repeat sign, and then the B part repeats, and that represents the full form for this tune. It's an A-A-B-B form. So we'll go ahead and play this now to the metronome, and we'll observe those repeat signs as we work through these different tempos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4.